Okay, YouTube, this is going to be a video in reply to a YouTube user who I had a bit of a detailed um, interaction with about random things. But one thing was the subject of change and culture, change more, or is the changing of our culture a good thing? But first, I'd like to recorrect something I said in that bluthering mess of a video I made last night where I seem to be, where I didn't make any sense. I just want to correct one thing, and that was I said that it's trivial, but I want to imply and make clear that I said it was circumcision was trivial, but only on the um, part of the parents doing it, not on the part of someone like me saying, don't do this because it could be a very not only costly but very dangerous cosmetic surgery that could possibly kill your child. So I have every reason to fear, and that is not trivial. But certainly doing it is, because you can always just do it later. And that's why I tried to say in the video, and I tried to make a bunch of points. I screwed up the video. I got kind of dizzy because I was still kind of sick, and you know how that is. You know how that is. So that video didn't go down how I wanted it. It was produced the way I wanted, but as regards to this video, I want to talk about the subject of change or changing society. And I also want to say that I have some sores on my tongue and my mouth from how I was sick. Because I was sick, like I said, I had a very bad, I was just sick, let's put it that way. For whatever reason, I was sick. And I just want to say that if I stutter in here, I can't really talk good, that's why. But on the subject of changing, I think that there is some change that is not good, and I would like to see less of. Obviously, I've talked about before, I would like to see less industrialization or of the land. I would like to see less building of cities, less pollution of the air, better protection of the environment. I think while the deconstruction of largely religious and cultural institutions like the Christian church is leading to some level of greater individuality, I am scared that some of that will fall prey to further collectivization, in some cases from the left wing. We're also seeing the alt-right up to a lot of their own gains. As I've said before, I support the men's rights activists, but there are a section of them that are really just old school alt-right, and they're up to the same thing as always. And they're not really trying to help men's rights, that they won't even condemn circumcision, and they're constantly bashing the transgenders. But I do understand what you're saying, that I don't want to see I don't want to see the country become, or the society or the planet right now become a giant strip mall, and we might very well end up doing that, and I don't want to see that. So I understand that there is a need for lesser change, and that we are changing too fast about some things. But when it comes to, like I said before, circumcision or infant genital mutilation, or when it comes to things like you were talking about marijuana legalization, that should be okay to do. There's no reason that should be illegal. When it comes to things like transgender rights, gay marriage, rights for people who want to live their life the way they want to live it, regardless of what someone else might want to think, I think that they should have a greater encouraged ability to do what they want to do. Now, does that mean 100% freedom? No, but you know, you get very effective what I'm saying, and I think that's especially true for transgender people, who in many cases have very little limited rights and more limitation of rights, and some cannot even use the bathroom, and they have various problems. And you have issues with that in a variety of issues in our society. But I also think there's and then I think there's a larger issue of, I think our society, like I said, it's become we overbuild, we overgrow, we overproduce. I think we're over reproducing. I think we have largely destroyed much of what society was. I think you've already saw throughout the 20th century and even in the 19th century, and going now into further into the 21st century, more and more development and more change, as well as cultural change. And I think in many ways what the world was before is a kind of a dead, almost perverse zombie creature of what the world used to be. And I think what really needs to happen now is for that to lay down, to let the new world rise up. And I think that the new world is going to be organic. It's organic. It's developmental. It will develop. It's not something that will happen overnight, and you have to let that world develop. It will develop. It will develop rather from the ambitions and the desires of the public and the people. But of course, that world is what you will get, and if that world is absolute shit or crap, then that is because of the people and what they wanted, just like the old one. But let's hope that we end up with a world that's, it's a lot more like Northern Europe and a lot less like Sub-Saharan Africa or something. Who the hell knows? Let's hope it's more like. Let's hope it's a lot more like Northern Europe, or somewhere like that. Maybe Japan. Who gives a shit? You the porn. But that's kind of my belief. I believe that some change is good, but I do believe that I would like to see less change or the massive growth of our cities. That is one change I would like to see less of. So P666.